your journey. Played it in high school with Cyrus, freshman All-American, had a redshirt year, and then went to CSM and was an All-American there, and then reunited with Cyrus and hit a big tackle this week. Just how you came to where you are today.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a long journey getting here. Worth every second, though. Started at University of Illinois, played my true freshman year there. Then after some complications, left my sophomore year, and ended up going back home to junior college at San Mateo, which is just I have nothing but great things to say about that. It's run very similar to this program in terms of the way we focus on discipline in our culture. And it was a perfect segue to get here. At the top of the Pac-12 conference, and one of the best defenses in the nation. So, and obviously I went to high school with Cyrus, so reuniting with him it's a dream come true. We always wanted to play together.
AJ Jacobson, Rivals.
Bennett, I was taking a look at some of your clips from Illinois, and seeing you play now, I've seen so much improvement. What areas do you think you've improved between then and now?
Yeah, I'm always working on all aspects of my game. I think physicality is one thing that I've always had, but I continue to work on. But on the technical side of things, I think covering skills, man-to-man skills, are something that I been working real hard at. And then just, diagnosing the offense, the offensive formation, and, what plays might come out of that. I've been really, focusing on, getting that step ahead.
Eric Scopel, 247 Sports.
And when you signed to come here, Brady Breeze was supposed to be on the team. Javon Holland was supposed to be on the team. Nick Pickett and Verone McKinley weren't supposed to be missing first halves of games. Is it just been crazy how quickly you've been kind of, I don't want to say pushed into this, but that playing time has become available when it looked like that probably wouldn't be the case earlier on, at least?
Yeah. Those are all great guys that you mentioned. It's definitely different. I mean, coming into the season, I think we all knew that there was, no guarantees in terms of who's going to be playing and who's not. And it's going to be, guys out, 1 week, and guys are going to have to keep stepping up. So in that case, we didn't want to have any drop-offs at any position. And I think, depth-wise, all the way through, we do a pretty good job. I'm always ready to play, regardless if I, am on the third on the depth chart or first. You got to be ready and prepare yourself like you're the starter. So I think that's something that we all focus on doing in the DB room.
James Crepea, the Oregonian.
Bennett, how much had you played box safety before this past weekend? I mean, how much just work did you have at that previously? And how have you felt playing the dime package? Because you guys have been really effective with it the past couple of weeks.
Yeah. We want to get our athletes on the field, and I think dime, gives us a great chance to do that. I played some box safety at Illinois. Not a ton at San Mateo. I was in the post a lot. But here it's a very versatile position, and I love playing it because you get to, come on the blitz. You get to guard guys and then, drop back in your zone and play, a lot of that, the run stuff, run fit. And that's something that I feel like I do pretty well. So it's definitely a new defense for me and very fun to play in.
Matt Preem, 247 Sports.
James kind of lead it into that question for me. Just seem to be a physical player. Does that allow you to be, more physical and, playing closer to the line of scrimmage? And is that where your comfort level is at?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel pretty comfortable playing any position, but if I had to pick one, I love sticking my nose in there and getting physical, with those guys. And I think obviously dime gives me a big chance to do that and be involved in the play every time, as opposed to maybe being a post safety or strictly cover guy.
Jerry Thompson, Ducks Illustrated.
Yeah, Bennett, you've prepared for Stanford and Washington State, now UCLA. How much How would you rate them compared to Washington State, their passing game, and what's the biggest challenge for you personally?
Yeah. So yeah, Stanford to Washington State, that was a little bit of a difference, right, in that game plan. UCLA we're going to get a good mix, of run and pass, and they're an explosive team, very explosive team. So, and they got a lot of playmakers. So we're going to have to, adjust to that. The game plan, we always got to play our game, and, as a defense, be physical, and, follow our keys, and we'll be in good shape. So, it's not a drastic change, as long as we, are focusing on what we got to do.
AJ Jacobson.
The quarterback you're going to face this weekend is a dual threat guy. What changes, or what's the effect of that for a safety guy in your position?
Yeah. It's another guy that you gotta account for in the run game. Especially, running some read options and stuff. He's a, legitimate threat to run. And then with the scramble drill, I think that's the most, where it shows up most, when he gets out of the pocket, and gets to extend plays, we gotta be able to lock onto receivers and not give him that chance to throw the ball down the field while he creates plays with his feet.
Eric Scopel, 247 Sports.
Ben, you talked about your versatility playing multiple positions. Have you been playing all three of those safety / I guess nickel position? Have you had experience both in practice and then in the games there, and comfort level if you're called into duty? Because as we've seen, there's been opportunity that was probably unexpected the last couple of games to play those different spots. Yeah. And Coach Hayward has done a fantastic job, getting not just me ready to play every position, but, everybody on the team. And not giving us, too much to handle at one time, but, I guess just being able to teach us all effectively how to play each position. So personally, I, started learning when I first got here, the free safety, and learned a little bit of boundary safety. And then, we had some issues, came back, started learning the nickel really well, as well as the dime position. So I feel comfortable playing every position, but I think that can be said for most of the guys in this room.
Max Torres, Scoop Duck.
Bennett, through the first couple of weeks here, we've seen the Oregon defense kind of be lumped into that bend, don't break type of approach. With no turnovers through 2 games, how have you and the defensive back group kind of responded to that challenge?
We definitely haven't, turned the ball over, gotten as many turnovers as we want to as a defense. That's something that we pride ourselves on. But we certainly aren't getting discouraged, by the lack of turnovers. We just have to, focus on making more plays and finishing at the ball. And certainly in practice, this week we've been flying around, making all types of plays and focusing on securing that ball. And when we do get the ball, trying to put it in the end zone and go create offense.
Bill Breaker.
To follow up on Max's question, the turnovers is one thing, -5 to be. But the other thing is that I think in the entire Pac-12, I could be wrong on this, in terms of explosive plays allowed, Oregon is at the top of that. They've allowed the most. What has been the game plan from Avalos, from Mario, and everyone else to prevent that? I mean, you're 2-0, but other than that.
Yeah. And like you said, we're 2-0. So we're going to find a way to win those games. Definitely a lot of things we want to work on. Giving up, explosive plays is one of those. Creating turnovers is another. And I think explosive plays is an emphasis for us. Working on limiting those breakdowns, in the defense, in the coverage, and just playing as perfect of a game on defense as we possibly can.
That's all we have for you, Bennett. Appreciate your time.
Awesome. Thank you guys very much. Appreciate it.
Have a good day.